served in this position before even this time and has been on quite a while now. For education for the Indian tribe. Just recently went back to Washington, D.C. To see the inaugural of our new president. And he also was there for the last one, wasn't he? And so today he's going to tell us about some of his trips, what the tribe's doing, and about his trip to Washington. So we'll turn the time to Fred. And I think if you just stand right here, it'll pick you up fine.
I'll be back. I'm glad to be part of the youth history class that are being taught here in the Uinta County. And this is a picture that I got.
Our new president has just put in office. Wouldn't that be a thrill to get to go back and see something like that?
At least every once a year we try to get back to Washington, D.C. due to the fact that a lot of our programs, the tribe's programs here on this reservation, has a lot to do with the Washington office back in Washington, D.C. And so in any business that we do, well, we usually delegate all the business committee to attend these officials' meetings. But due to other commitments that the rest of the committees had, well, there were only two of us that went back. And we got the flight from Salt Lake City to Denver, and from Denver to Washington, D.C. And we left in the morning, and in the afternoon, well, we were in Washington, D.C. So you can see that how fast we can go nowadays. It's like going from Salt Lake to Los Angeles. Well, it's merely an hour's flight from Salt Lake to Los Angeles. If you want to, well, you could go down there and be back in Salt Lake within 3 hours. This is how fast we go these days. Now, the reason why we went back to Washington was to see the inauguration of President Nixon, but also we had to attend to a lot of our tribal business back there. And this is one reason, is the other reason why we went back there. It was very cold back there. It was raining all the time, and we couldn't get around too good. That's the reason why we didn't go to all the things that you ought to really see when you're back in Washington, like your Washington Monument, the Lincoln Monument, the Marriott Cemetery where President Kennedy is buried, and the Capitol itself, the United States Capitol, where all your representatives are at. These are the things that we didn't get to see. But when we were back there last time, well, this is when they had the inauguration for President Johnson. Well, we did get to see a lot of these sites, and it's real good to see these things because you can see where the history began. You can actually see what those people did at that time. Another thing is that when I was back there, the only place that I got to go was the National Archives. Now, the National Archives is a place where all the records of all the Indians and Indian tribes. What they said a long time ago, maybe 80 years ago, these things were written down by the secretary. And these are back there. If I want to look into something that was said maybe 50 years ago, well, this is the place where I would go, and this is the place where I'd find these records. But the thing that it's a huge deal, and I just went to the first floor, and I couldn't make it to the other parts of the building due to the fact that I had to see these old documents before I went. And I seen the place where the document, which is referred to as the Declaration of Independence, and it's there, and you can see the writing, the signatures of these people that wrote up this here document that spells out our freedom of speech, religion, and it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of documents concerning the state of Utah in that archive, and things that Brigham Young said when he was the governor of the Utah Territory a long time ago. And you just can't go through the building and say that you want to see everything, but you can't do this in just a short time, because you have to go to one document in order to get the whole history. Well, you have to go to one document and read it and study it, and this is how you get around it. And I found out that it takes a long time to see this, because it catches your attention. You don't want to leave it, and you're afraid to. If you go to another part, well, you're afraid that you'll miss something, and this is the reason why you want to go through it very slowly, and it's real nice. I don't think that we can actually go into Ute history unless somebody went back there and seen the old documents, or the treaties and the things that the Indians said between Brigham Young or different commissioners that came out here, or even the soldiers that were here at one time. We can't really understand what we're talking about unless somebody went back there and actually seen these papers and came back and told it to you. So this is the thing that I went back there on, was part of the tribe's business. The tribe has a lot of business, and what we say here on this reservation, well, it has to go back there. It eventually goes back there. What we say here has to go to the superintendent's office here at Fort Shane. And then the superintendent, he has to forward that document to the area office that's in Phoenix, Arizona. And the people that works in the area office of Phoenix has to forward that to the central office in Washington, D.C. And there the person that's the head of the Indian Affairs looks at it. And this is our Commissioner Robert L. Bennett. And while we were back there, we met with him. And probably you've seen him before. He was here one time. That's the man in the middle.
Students, remember we took you over with
Commissioner that you see in the middle there, he is very busy, and we had to make our appointment to meet with him at least a month ahead, so that he'll set that time to meet with us. And this is the thing that we did.
Why don't you tell him he started his career here, Frankie?
Mr. Bennett here started working in the Bureau of Indian Affairs here in Fort Duchesne, I think about 30 years ago. He worked here as a clerk, and from there, well, he advanced himself. He got more schooling. The more schooling he had, well, before that, he went, you might say, on the ladder there to success. And now he's the head of the department that takes in all reservations within the United States here. And it's a big territory, and it's a big job. And when I was there, well, there were a lot of people from different reservations throughout the United States coming in to see him, talk to him about different problems that they were having on the reservation. And so this is a thing that we had to talk to him about also, because we have a lot of problems here on the reservation too. So that he can tell us how to go about maybe solving these problems. This is the reason why we have to meet with him. When I was there, well, at his office, well, there was a man there that was, I would say he was twice as big as I was, but he's a very famous trombonist, and his name is Russell Moore. They do. And he's famous for that. He's famous for being a musician. Now, the thing that happened back there, well, they had this here, what they call a blow-off. And there were musicians from all over the United States that came to this one place to play. And what really got me was that I didn't go there, but this is the thing that they told me. That there were two Indian bands. There was Mr. Moore's band that he played with, and there was another band that were all Indians. These Indians were young Indians, but they had their hair long, they had long braids, and but they were musicians, and they played different musical instruments. At this blowout, the one that really got to these people that have never seen Indian talent before was these two bands here. This was the one that really caught their attention. And what these people did back there was that they requested more, that these two bands play more music than the rest of them. So this was really good to hear. And these are the things that we see. We go on trips, any place, well, these are the things that we see. Different people, different monuments, statues. All of these things are very important to us because it tells us what happened a long time ago. And the reason why I'm saying this, the thing that I'm saying this to you is that I want you to understand that no matter what we do, it's very important. Well, it goes down as in the history. And I'm sure that one of these days, well, you might go to the tribal office and look into our records and look in there and you can see that on this certain day, on January the 20th, well, Mr. Conetah was back in Washington, D.C., attending the president's inauguration. These are things that you'll see for a long time in the future. And you can see this by the record. And that's the reason why you people are looking into our history now, the Indian history, because you want to know what happened a long time ago. And we can see that there's a lot of changes made. There's a lot of changes. And you can see that you can visualize what happened here a long time ago. You can erase everything on this here, everything here in the innovation. Whatever you see, you can erase all that. You see that you can say that you don't see it. Then you try to visualize how it looked a long time ago. You can erase the roads, the school grounds, the school buildings. And you might say that. Then you can say that there's a lot of people out there. A lot of people riding horses. There's a lot of teepees. People going on war parties, or people going on hunting expeditions, things like that. Well, these are the things that we have to see also. You have to, when you study history, well, you actually have to go into it and feel it. And this is how you get to know more about it. So I believe that's about all I can say.
Tell them about the inauguration itself.
Well, I couldn't get into it. Was, like I said, it was cold, and there were at least thousands of people around the stand there where he was where he scored to take the office there. And the only thing that we could see the stand all right, but we couldn't see him because of the people, and the only way that we could do was we just heard him over the loudspeaker there talking. And like I say, well, if you want to see these important events, well, you have to make your reservation well in advance. So, but I hope that boys and girls take this seriously. And if you ever get into my position, well, you just might go back there and see the president or talk to the commissioner or whoever you want to talk to concerning the problem of the people here on the reservation.
Fred Sanders, let me ask you the parents and pioneers come in to talk. I think we had an exceptionally good class training, and it's going well in other classes also. How do you feel about this, your history being taught in the classes, and what do you think it will accomplish, or who do you think it will accomplish?
I think that it should be taught here on the reservation. I mean, I say reservation because it's a big reservation, and I say where the school is in the district here, the school district. And, I know that it's new, and we really haven't looked into it and made any comments about youth history, but I'm sure, I know that you're going in the right direction for the youth history.
We never got to go to the Statue of Liberty. We didn't have time, but we saw it from off the dock. And we saw Grant's tomb and interesting places like that, Chinatown.
How do you compare the United States to Europe?
Well, Europe is, it's all, I don't know, it's, I gotta think.
Did you think it's as nice as the United States? That's pretty.
Europe was really nice, and the roads were real pretty. Compared to our highways, it had grass along the sides. And it was really nice, and things over there were just about the same, but the language, people dressing different, and things like that. Yeah, London was about like America. We could understand their language, but only things were cheaper, and it was big. I'd like to live in London. Yes, it's really nice over there.
Did you visit any area where the hippies were at, and what's your comment on them, Maxine?
Well, we didn't see very many hippies. If we did, I didn't notice them. We went down the Rhine River in Paris, and along the side there'd be a couple of hippies. They lived in these old blocks or some kind of holes along the river. That's the only place I remember seeing hippies.
Okay, now you had Mr. and Mrs. Maurer as chaperones. Did you think this was successful to take a couple like this? And do you think that they were able to control a group, Maxine?
Yes, I thought they could control the group at times. What's that then?
Do you think it was good for a couple to go along like
that? Yes, I think it's real nice to have a couple like that, because the male can take care of the boys and the lady can take care of the girls and understand their problems.
Maxine, because of your trip to Europe, now what are your plans to go on to college, and what do you want to make of yourself?
Well, I don't know what I'm going to make of myself, but I'm planning on going to Dixie College in St. George. I was thinking about being a secretary, but I'm not sure.
Maxine, you will be the second Indian to have attended Dixie College. Robert Chapus was All-American from there. Did you know this? And so some of them still be remembering him, and this will help. Of course, there are Indians living, down on the other side of St. George. Maxine, we're real proud of you, and we certainly wish you success. Thank you.